Well, I do think, don't kill me, but I do think the LGBTQ community expect a lot. Like, and that's my question on, do you feel like the LGBTQ community could be very sensitive to? Yeah, so how do you feel?
It's funny. I don't like to be a part of that alphabet layout. So funny. Yeah. So there is a movement that's happening now, and it has been for a while, where trans people and bisexual people feel as if they are not included into that LGBT.
Why? This is really new to me.
Yeah, it's more so, I mean, trans people and bisexual people really feel like they get the butt end of like the movement. And all of the benefits that come from the LGBTQ movement. And this isn't a secret. I think LGBTQ issues are more geared towards the L and the G.
Okay.
Unfortunately. And Q now, I guess. Q is possibly higher than the T and the B.
What?
Mm-hmm.
Don't kill me.
I do feel like there is a bit of sensitivity that happens. But I do feel like there's a lot of discrimination that happens within that alphabet lineup.
Within each other. And that was 100%. My question as well. Is like, 100%. Do y'all have y'all own issues within the community?
100%.
Why?
I feel like it's two separate boxes. There is the issues within the LGBTQ community itself, and then there's the issues within like Black LGBTQ community.
So that was my next question. Here she goes. Finish.
There we go. So I don't understand it. I feel like, for one.
So give me an example. Like, what issues do y'all have within each other?
So for me personally, I've dealt with issues where lesbian identified women do not accept my transness, where they feel as if I am personally offending them by transitioning.
Because you're not a female?
Yep, not speaking as a whole, but like honestly, I've had this conversation so many times to the point that I was angry at one time, where lesbian identified women just do not accept trans women. It's just a thing, and it's like, oh, wow. And and it's hard too with like with just gay men. It's hard. It seems to me that I have to convince them more that I'm a woman than just heterosexual people.
What?
Yeah, it's honestly been a struggle for me, and I know a lot of trans people have the same issue.
Yeah.
And bisexual people as well. They feel as though they are just like not.
No, I can see the bisexualness because people might seem like, well, you're fake. Like, you want to be gay when you feel like it. So.
And they think we're crazy. They support the idea of, especially gay men, they support the idea of, oh, she's just cuckoo. Oh, she's just crazy. Or they think we're just trying to, like, get all the men or, all these different things. It's ridiculous.
Wow. I wish we had time to touch more on that. But you triggered my mind. And I want to ask, are transgender white males
empower
more? Yeah. So is it a like race thing within transgender?
Well, I think trans men have the male privilege. You as a woman know what male privilege looks like.
Right. Absolutely.
So when trans men transition, I personally have seen them take on the privilege of men, and it's easier for them to work, to make a lot of money, to all the issues that you would have in your life with male privilege.
I never thought of it like that.
Because it still exists.
Me as a regular female still have to go through issues with them being a female. So I can see that as being transitioning over to you guys as well. When it's like transgender men, they're looked at as men and more powerful.
Well, they transition easier.
Wow.
They're accepted faster. They pass 100% mostly all the time. So they don't have the issue most of the time with passing, which is a huge thing in the trans community, especially on the female side of it.
Right.
So for one, they get the privilege of passing because it's so easy for them to transition and just pass.
Wow.
So they really don't have to disclose in day-to-day life when it comes to like jobs and other things that they're afforded. which is great. I'm not knocking it. I think it's great for them.
But that means that it needs to be there needs to be situations where transgender women have more laws or more something that'll help you guys more, because it's like it's not an equal thing then.
It's not. It's not. But you know what I will say about a lot of my trans brothers is that they do fight the fight for trans women.
Okay.
And they do, and they have identified that privilege, and they do use it to support us. Okay. So that I have seen.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's dope. What about trans white women, and you being a black woman?
I think the only advantage. No, they're very different because we're black and we're white. But I think the only advantage that they have is white privilege.
Of course.
That's it. That's it. Because anything else, I can have too. That's how I see it. So, I walk the same line that they walk. The only thing different is the white privilege. Okay. You know, the generation of money that comes and comes and comes.
Do they discriminate against black trans women?
No, I think they were scared to do that. Yes. They were scared to do that, but no.
No.
I guess they do. I don't know what the conversations they have amongst themselves.
Of course,
but,
you will never know.
Not me. But no, I will say that one of my closest friends is a white trans woman.
Okay.
And she's pretty amazing, and she's so aware of her privilege that it's like everyone should be that way. Not only trans, but just every person that comes from money should definitely be aware of their privilege. So she teaches me a lot when it comes to like how you can identify something within yourself, choose to make it not affect others in the way in which privilege affects people of color.
Right, that's dope. So how has employment been for you? How do you feel?
Yeah. I mean, you know what? I'm so blessed. I keep telling you this.
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy. I'm so blessed. I have not struggled with like employment or people like I don't know.
Have you been passing, or do they know and they still?
No, a lot of times people hire me because I'm trans. A lot of times they do. And they want to be inclusive, and they want their business to be inclusive, and they want the right. A lot of times I tell people that I tried to like mentor younger trans people in the past, and I tell them a lot of times too, you really have to clean your act up, because people want to employ you. People want to put you in business. But there is a specific thing that they're looking for in
Which
people,
is what?
Which is professionalism.
Absolutely.
You know, which is, you have to like be a person of standard. Okay. You know what I mean? Okay. I mean, and everyone has a growing process, but, you know, we can't just be walking up in someone's establishment, chewing our gum, smacking it, rolling our eyes. You know what I mean? Like these kind of like mannerisms that come with the culture, we have to sort of let go of. Right. So do you think? Yes.
So do you think there's a trans privilege? I can a little bit see it.
I don't think
You don't think so?
I think within the community, no. I don't think so.
No, I think that.
I don't think so.
I think that a lot of these employees, especially now, want to be, like you said, so inclusive that it could be a situation where it's like, okay, let me hire this person. And not for always, because I don't want to seem ignorant. Not always, because sometimes I do believe that qualification stands out more than the person. But you don't think that in some instance they'll hire a trans because they want to be inclusive and they don't want to see as if they're discriminatory, or they don't want to?
I think, but that's one to like the whole staff.
What about modeling?
Well, you know, modeling is never fair. It has never been fair. You know, people have always said that when it came to like race, body type, height. You know, they have always had a moment of something and then they move on. So right now it's hard for trans people. Well, who knows what that's going to look like tomorrow? That is true. You know what I mean?
That is true. So you don't believe that there's a trans privilege?
I think we're fighting to just sort of like level up. You know, we're still not even level. I don't. I think that the way that people will process their thoughts around a trans person is a lot more harmful than they would a cisgender person when it comes to work. And I also think that when you're on an interview, now not modeling, but like if you're on an interview for like, let's say Starbucks or something, and I'm trans and you're cisgender, I believe that you would get the job before me because
I disagree.
I'm telling you, they're concerned about their customers. They're like,
you think so? Black issue that they just had, they're real. Because look now, we're going through the training. They have the LGBTQ training in schools. Yeah. They have it in jobs now. Yeah. So I think that.
I know. I
honestly think they'll hire you before me. Maybe the person. It's a personal thing to me. No, you don't think so? I mean, definitely think there's a trans
privilege.
Privilege. Yeah.
If I'm that one. Because they want a token.
That's true.
They want
Absolutely.
Token.
Sometimes it's not even genuine.
No, they
even
want
with
a
black
token.
people, it's
a
not
token.
genuine.
Let me diversify my staff, and that's what they're going to do. But I don't think that's a privilege. I think that's either like a timing.
That's true too. That's true too. It
could
not be.
I think trans people have far to go before we can. I say that there's a privilege around being trans.
I definitely do respect that.
Yeah.
So before I wrap it up, and I know I keep saying this because this interview is so dope. How do you feel about the military? Like Trump just put out a ban that trans people cannot serve in the military.
I mean, I think it says that trans people are inadequate. You know, I think it from a higher level, it says to our country that trans people aren't enough.
Absolutely.
That's what it says. And it says that we are not people.
Yeah.
You know, we're not people.
You're disabled. Like you can't hold a gun. Yeah. I think it's more so probably them having to pay, for medical or.
But they pay for medical. You know, the military. Come on.
Okay.
What
yeah.
One trans person or 5 trans people in the military.
Yeah.
Doesn't.
That's so sad though.
And I also think, it's like we pay tax, like we're people enough.
Yeah, It's just like black people. We're people enough back then, to pay this, pay that, but not good enough. Mm-hmm. And it's the same thing with trans. I do agree.
But Donald Trump has specifically tried to take away the rights of trans people in every aspect of our lives, and which is crazy to me. But hey, I posted something a few months ago that said trans people are enough, and it was just like a little meme. Mm-hmm. And it was so powerful because that's how I feel. Mm-hmm. And one white man standing at the top ain't gonna look down and tell me I'm not enough.
Absolutely.
So as a culture, I encourage trans people to just stay strong and also keep fighting the fight.
Yeah. What about? God, I know we gotta wrap it up. But what about within the black community? How are you accepted within the black community? Because yes, we could always talk about white. It's always white.
Yeah.
But what about the black community?
How has it been taken? No, black. Culturally, it's hard.
Sure.
I feel like it is hard to be accepted in the black community, and that's just the reality. You being trans, mm-hmm. It's just something that black culture has some work to do. Yeah. If we're going to accept trans people, there's work to do within the community. Yeah. And throughout my whole adult life, I've been accepted faster, and in white communities, with white people. Faster than it's going to take a black person to accept me being trans, which is sad in my opinion.
Because you feel like, and for the most part, you're black before you're trans, but in the black community, they don't accept you as fast. Nope. And honestly, I'm not even going to sit here at this table and act like, wow, that's so sad, because I had my own mental things I didn't understand. Yeah. And that's another reason why I wanted to bring Brandy up here, because it's like, if I'm going to be at this level of pro-black or love black people so much, I have to love all black people.
And that's big of you, and I think that what you have done just by doing this interview is very, very big of you, and I think that it is not from my perspective, not from this seat, I think from that seat, you're going to encourage a lot of people to just be a little more open-minded. I'm not telling you to do anything other than try to understand where someone's coming from.
Absolutely.
And as a culture, collectively support, because it makes a difference to have support from your community.
Absolutely. And just to touch on what she said, you don't have to agree. You don't have to be with it. You don't have to be with none of that. But if we just all come together collectively and at least understand, and honestly, I feel like we could be bigger than whatever, because the black community it's so much of us. It's not just, you know, straight men, lesbian, this, that, and the fourth. We have so much subgroups of blackness, and I think it's very, very important to at least understand because trans blacks have issues as well. So.
And just one last thing, I just want to make sure I get this in. And also like black on black violence, like from all aspects of that, we have to do better.
Absolutely.
You know, black on black violence, whether it's trans, whether it's not, like it's just, we have to get to a point, whether you understand, whether you choose to understand or not, that we're like moving away from the black on black violence.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, oh my God, I love this interview. This interview was so dope. Thank you so much, Brandy. I want you to tell them your Instagram, and if you have any last thoughts or something, just let it rip.
So you can find me at Brandy Azonier _ so that is BrandyAHZionae, and there's an underscore. You can find me everywhere on that. And I just want to say thank you for being so brave and like encouraging me to do this to help other people. And then also
yes. Make sure y'all follow Brandy. Also, thank you guys for watching. Remember, subscribing is motherfucking free. You don't gotta pay $1 or a motherfucking penny. So subscribe. Thank you guys so much. Hit Brandy up.
Happy Sunday, everyone.
Yes.
Boom.
Thank you.
Thanks,